Yeah, I feel like you got people like me still around, rapping Forte, Spice One, E40. We still out here, we active, we doing it, we still getting love, we still giving love. And I'm like, why don't we just sit down and hear the story from the original Bay Area rappers and just see, I want you to be able to take what we say and then you be able to tell your version of the story, all your hip hop experiences, and put it with what you hear from Forte, what you hear from me, Spice, be legit, and then you say, I know what the fuck happened, because a lot of y'all niggas was born in the 90s and the early 2000s. You couldn't really know what happened in the 80s unless you was, around when we was little niggas, Be legit. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
Why are you participating, man?
I'm participating because I was there. If you're gonna hear the story, you got to hear it from somebody that was there.
Oh my God, Rappin, is that Rappin Forte? What? Forte is back again.
Yes. One love, everybody.
But Short, you also said we got to get some of the real journalists involved. So not just me, you know what I mean? Because I'm a youngster, you know what I mean? I might be the youngest person on this panel, man. So we got to get someone. Really, this might be the first hip-hop journalist in the Bay Area. The one and only Davey D. Give this man his props, baby.
What up, Davey G? KPFA, baby.
And since we all about building bridges from the city to the town, History of the Bay podcast, No Vultures podcast, we got Oakland's own Lord Rab in the building too. Make snorts for Lord Rab, man, come on. And I heard a rumor Spice One's in the house somewhere.
What?
I heard Spice One just pulled up. The East Bay Gangster. So we're gonna get Spice One up here too, man. And last but not least, I heard someone else was in the house, man. Another member of the clique.
Who in the house, baby?
The shot caller, man.
No.
D-Shot. The shot caller.
Oh, shit.
Where you at?
Shot, where you at, Shot?
Oh, we were supposed to call him on the under. Lost his pager number.
It's E40's big little brother. His little big brother.
Someone grab D-Shot, man.
Tell him his chair is here, man. He right there. So I seen Shot when I walked in the door.
In the meantime, you know what? I'm gonna let Davey D kick this off, man. I'm gonna open up the platform to Davey D, bro, because we're gonna get this thing rolling.
So how's everybody doing? Y'all good?
Yeah.
So we were talking before. My background is back in the 70s. I was in the Bronx. That's where I'm from. I started out as an MC, and then I moved over here to the West Coast in the early 80s, 1981. One of the things that I found, which was very interesting, was that there was a scene that was already going on here. Yes, we know that hip-hop started in the Bronx in New York, but people were doing stuff out here in the Bay at the same time. And I figured with all these originators, there's two histories. One history is, what is your hip-hop origin story? But I think there's a deeper story that we should be proud of from being here in the Bay. Like there was a dance scene, there was a funk movement, there was a whole lot of things that became the basis for Bay Area hip hop and then influenced the rest of the world. So I want to start off acknowledging that first of all. And I think we should start off the conversation, maybe I'll do it with you, Short. What do you remember before New York style hip hop came to the Bay? What is your origin story before 1979 or 1980?
Yeah, so seriously, the only thing that I ever knew of rapping was the one record was Fatback, the Fatback band, King Tim III. He was rapping, but it wasn't, to us it wasn't called hip hop or rapping. It was just on the song. I could go to endless like Parliament Funkadelic Boosie songs where they doing a little 4-bar chant or something, and it's rapping, but it wasn't called hip hop to us. And then you got the Rudy Ray Moore, they playing little bongos and shit and guitars and they rhyming and shit and talking shit and Last Poets. Motherfuckers been talking shit without singing. But my first hip hop experience, just like, oh shit, was Rapper's Delight coming on the radio, 1979.
Right.
That was the first shit, and in my world, I played that motherfucking song probably like until the needle wouldn't be in the groove no more. And after Rapper's Delight, various songs came out. Not a lot. It was like Grandmaster Flash, The Furious Five, Freedom came out. It was Curtis Blow, Christmas Rappin' was early on. There's a few records. And about a year after I heard Rapper's Delight, I said, I can do this shit. And I got a little rackety little tape recorder, and where you gotta push play and record at the same time. I sat it in front of a speaker. I got down on the floor, put on a little instrumental, some shit I found, some funk instrumental, and I rapped and I recorded that shit. I used to go around in 1980 and play my one rap song for anybody that wanted to hear it. I had my boombox and I played that motherfucker everywhere. I had a little Sharpie keep in my pocket all the time. Not a big ass marker, just a little skinny Sharpie. And everywhere I went, I wrote "Sir Too Short" all over the motherfucking bay. And you know, pretty much a lot of 12-inch singles was coming out in 1980 and 81. A lot of singles started coming out. Sugar Hill Records jumped off. Some other labels started jumping off early on, and it was every Tuesday I would go to T's Wahoozy, and I would look through all the bins for anything that looked like hip hop. Nobody was really putting albums out. It was only 12-inch singles. I think a record back then cost what, about $1.99 or something?
$1.99.
Yeah, get a 12-inch, and the nigga was every Tuesday. Music only came out on Tuesday, and I was just one of the motherfuckers that I bought everything that even, I don't give a fuck if it was a whack record. I bought that shit. I wasn't taking it back. You could take your record back if you didn't like it, and then exchange it for a little cheaper price or some shit. But nah, I was hip hop out from day one, and I think I really didn't consider myself to be a rapper. At first, I just made this little record. It was like a novelty. But then one day, everybody would say, "Hey man, play a record for me. Play a record." So I play it. They're like, "Oh, little homie got a rap." You know, it was like a little novelty thing. And then one day, I played it, and a nigga said, "Nigga, we don't want to hear your fake ass record no more." And I was like, I wasn't really hurt. I was like, you know what, to myself, like, I'm about to go home and make another fucking song. And once I made that second one, I never stopped making it.
What years we talking about?
The first one I did was 1980. It was like summer 1980, right before I went to Fremont High. And then the next one was probably like about 6 months later.
Was there anybody else that was rapping that you saw or heard of at that time?
The first rapper I ever came across was Freddie B. And that would have been like 1982. Freddie B transferred to Fremont High. And a bunch of motherfuckers start telling me, they was like, "Yeah, nigga, you ain't the only rapper now, nigga. My homie Freddie B, he rap better than you." And the niggas, they pit us together to have a battle rap at lunch. And we supposed to have a battle, right? So we going back and forth, lunchtime, it's all kind of people standing around, might have looked like it was a fight if you wasn't in the circle. And when it was all said and done, you know, niggas was making bets, who won, they out there collecting their money, and then me and Fred started talking, and he was just like, "Bro, you should pull up to my house, and let's make some music together." So I pulled up to his house, and I was like, "Bro, your shit is cool." Like, he had one, I don't know what the fucking name brand, sound design, some old shit. You plug in the microphone, and the voice come out in one speaker, and the music in the other speaker. I was like, "Nigga, you should come to my house and see what I got." I had got some Radio Shack shit where you actually had a mixer, turntables. You know, movies like Wild Style was out. Like Wild Style came out, it played at one theater. It was on, what is that?
East Mama?
Nope, it wasn't at
No,
East
in
Mama.
Berkeley. There was in Berkeley. There was one in Berkeley.
It was on Foothill, right off of 35th, somewhere right off there. That little bitty ass theater. I think it's, I don't know what it is, like a church or something. I don't know, but that motherfucker Wild Style. We went up in there and seen that shit. That's the coldest hip hop movie that I know from my era. And that was Grandmaster Flash is in that motherfucker, showing you, you know, he in an apartment somewhere doing his shit. The Cold Crush Brothers. It was like real fucking hip hop. Later on, they came with breaking and fucking Beat Street came out. Those were like directed movies with fucking you know, actors and shit. But Fab Five Freddy and whoever put Wild Style together, you've never seen Wild Style. That is a time capsule of all I could think about. That outside nigga would see what was going on in the Bronx, what was going on in 1970s hip hop. You know.
That was Charlie Ahern with Fab Five Freddy. Let me bring B Legit. B, same question to you. You know, what do you remember before hip hop came out here to the Bay? What were you involved in, or what you and the family was, and when did you have your hip hop moment?
Yeah, it was Flashlight for me. You know, Cameo, all the funk songs. You know what I'm saying? That even Zap Band. You know, all the funk bass lines is the same music that you hear us rapping over. Same type of music. We was listening to that kind of music, but it was the same. Rapper's Delight. When Rapper's Delight came out, it flipped another switch. It was like something I ain't never heard before, and that shit was hella long, and I just kept playing that motherfucker, right? So for me, that was like the first start of it, and then, you know, of course, Grandmaster Flash and the Mysterious Five, and then they had I like some of the, I used to hear a lot of the old mixtapes, you know, DJ Red Alert, you know, so I used to get up on, you know, a lot of New York rappers, but, you know, I like the Steady Beat when he came out, you know, yeah, Philadelphia rappers and shit like that, so, yeah.
When did you all develop your own style? You know, were you influenced by any of that to the point that you tried to mimic them? Because let me ask it this way. One thing about the Bay versus being around everywhere else, when I first moved out here, everybody on the East Coast tried to sound like New York. And it was in the Bay that I saw people kept their accents, kept their original flavor, kept their own style. And that was very different than what was going on. I'm talking about 1979, 1980.
Yeah, that's your questions.
D-Shot.
Hey, natural.
D-Shot. Grab the mic. What's that?
She's talking about.
The click style kind of came from a mixture of different hip hop artists. You know, New York. One of our main influences was this guy sitting right next to us.
But before that, for New York, it would have to be Run DMC.
Yeah, Run DMC, Fat Boys. You know
really,
what I mean?
Really more like Run DMC because they was hard. You know what I'm saying? They had the rope chains and Adidas, and they was talking shit.
Everybody before Run DMC was dressing like, all the rappers before Run DMC was dressing like the funk bands of the 70s. The funk bands of the 70s, they would dress like spaceman suits and shit. You seen that shit? They be having the wings on and shit, and platform shoes. The whole band be dressed alike. Go look at the video for Planet Rock.
Planet Rock, yeah.
Planet Rock. Go look at any Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 early videos. Them niggas is posing and shit, and niggas is probably, you know what I'm saying? They didn't have no other reference. They was doing what influenced them, you know, fashion-wise. I heard that Run DMC got their shit from Jam Master Jay. Jay was a regular old street nigga.
I can believe that.
And Jay was the DJ, and Running them was probably trying to dress any kind of way, and Russell said, y'all niggas need to dress like this nigga.
I believe that.
And then that was Jay with the hats, with the leather, with the, you know, that was his look with the Adidas.
Yeah, he was a street nigga.
First time I ever did a show, they gave me a big show. The first big show I ever got on, I dressed.
That was the Fresh Fest one, right?
No, that was 1985 UTFO at the Oakland Auditorium. UTFO was the headline.
That wasn't the Fresh Fest?
Nah, Roxanne. That was.
Oh, okay.
That's the first big show I ever got on. I dressed like Run DMC. I didn't know what else the fuck to do.
Straight up.
Let me ask Forte the same question.
It's more or less, I would say Run DMC, I would say the Sugar Hill Gang too as well, but in all actuality, I was I was in Frisco and Fillmore listening to some 75 girls and some Too Short, Mike. For real. To be real to the guy, that's where it kicked in from.
Spice, how about you? What was your first introduction? Do we only have 2 mics?
Yeah,
Pass one there. There you go.
I got one for you, short. Blowfly.
Yeah, Blowfly was early 80s, man. Blowfly, that was early. It was supposed to be comedy, but we was out here in the Bay rocking that shit like it was hip hop for real. Blowfly had a song called Rap Dirty.
That was 79, I think it was.
That shit was,
Yeah.
nigga, that was a hit record in Oakland.
I was gonna ask, did he influence you at all?
Blowfly definitely let me know you can say what the fuck you want on the record. Like, you got to understand that in the early 80s, the people that were over you, they were telling you can't say any explicit lyrics on a rap record. You can't say it. Like all those records we heard, go listen to rappers like all that shit. They ain't cussing on none of them records. None of that Sugar Hill Records early shit. And I was doing my little dirty tapes in the street, and they told me you can't do that in the studio. And I was like, well, we're gonna do it anyway. Fuck that shit. We doing it anyway. But yeah, man, some names that I like to drop is Super Rhymes was highly influential to me. Jimmy Spicer had a record called Super Rhymes. It was 15 minutes long, and the nigga rapped damn near from the beginning to the end. He did multiple voices, characters, and every nigga in the town knew all the words to Super Rhymes. That was a given. It was another nigga named Spoonie G. These New York niggas. Spoonie G was a player in his songs. He was like, you know, talking about what he did all day, took the bitch to the house, fucked her and all this shit. I'm like, I'm trying to be like these niggas. These niggas don't stop rapping. They know 16 bars, get to the hook. If you had to count the bars, the niggas was rapping like 300 bars before they take a break. I'm like, that's why my first album is called Don't Stop Rapping. I was trying to be like them, like, what you gonna do? I'm not gonna ever, give me the mic. If you give me the mic, you have to take it from me to stop me from rapping and get your turn. Not giving the mic back. That's how it was back then.
Spice, how did you see it?
As far as
You know, what was your earliest memories? What was going on in the Bay when you first got started? What year did you get into it?
man, shit, I'll say maybe what it was like early 90s. I think I was like,
He was around the 80s, nigga. 80s, nigga.
You was in
well,
89.
yeah. Well, yeah, cause Show used to come get me from school, so
True story.
I had to, and I tell everybody, just all the youngsters that's in the game, it's like you got a choice. You got a choice. Like, it's been a lot of shit a nigga go through out here. We in the Bay. You know what I'm saying? I've been shot and all that shit, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, you go through a lot of shit out here. But you got a choice, You can say, I wanna go get my chopper and go just knock these niggas down,
Yeah, it
But
was
then
so
you say-
easy to
but
walk to
then-
the corner and sell dope.
But then you say, hold on, I want to go back to Japan though, because the first 3 rows was females throwing up that love sign. I want to go back out there. Like, fuck y'all niggas, ain't none of them niggas worth that shit. Like, I'd rather, I get to live my life on this earth right now as Spice One. You live as Too Short. You be legit. You folk, hey, you know what I'm saying? We get to live our lives as rap stars right now. And we all had a choice. We all had a choice, man. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, to everybody that's out there listening, when it come down to it, man, the choice that I made, was the right one. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I want to go back out to Germany and Australia and shit. You know what I'm saying? And represent the motherfucking Bay, nigga. Yeah. All the time.
Hey, Spice, but you was an LL Cool J fan, right? You
Damn
when you first came out, you had that vocabulary. You was spitting. You was.
Hey, I love LL, man. Hey, that dude. It was some shit going on one time out there in LA,
and you know the Crip leader Mike Conception. You know what I'm saying?
My homie.
He like Spice. Go tell LL it's about to go down, and y'all need to bounce up out. I said I walked over to LL. I said, hey, we gotta go. Hey, turn up. We gotta go.
I want to ask y'all a question too. Like, since we right there at that period of early hip hop, right? What was the difference between the Bay artists and the LA artists, being that we all on the West Coast and in California? Because you had like the LA Dream Team, and they sound was like electronic. It was totally different than what we had going on.
The first thing the LA dudes did was they all wanted to be like Planet Rock. They wanted to do the Planet Rock type of songs that do.
But one thing about that, Egyptian Lover is very emphatic. He's very emphatic, and he says that Planet Rock was not the influence. He said it was Prince, and he talked about it was Prince. He said in like Yellow Magic Orchestra and Kraftwerk, and he was very clear about
Kraftwerk inspired all that shit though.
Yeah,
That's what Africa Bambaataa was trying to be like Kraftwerk. So LA picked up on that at the same time. You just automatically think back then. Most of the rap records were replaying disco records, and they picked disco records because disco was dance music, and people like tried to talk shit about disco, but in that moment in time in the late '70s, shit was big. Like disco was all over the radio. Then you listen back to them records now, that shit sounds good, and all the early fucking hip hop songs were disco records. All that shit. So yeah, they was making dance music, but out here, we didn't take that route. The first thing that we all did was we was mimicking the funk bands. We wanted to be Ohio Players. We wanted to be Cameo. We wanted to be Parliament. We wanted it to go slower, and we was like making music from the start for the car. We wasn't making music for a dance floor.
It had to slap. It had to have that bass line. Bass line got to rev on the trunk.
And we came out the gate talking shit. Like immediately talking about niggas in the car with the rims and the motherfucker selling dope down there and the bitch over there. We came out, all of us.
We was a soundtrack.
I remember the day I met Forte, 3rd in Palouse, San Francisco, a club called the Solar System.
Oh wow, okay.
I got hired to do a show there. When I walked in the door, that nigga was on stage. And the fucking walls was sweating, and the crowd was going crazy. And I'm like, who the fuck is that? Like, who is that nigga? Who was with you? Oski, who was with you? Tell them about that night, man.
Young O and the homie Rock Box. You know what I'm saying? We was out there at the Solar System lighting it up and said Short was in the house that night, so we had to put a little paint where it ain't, you know what I mean? And now they on show, he gave me his card, said, man, give me a call, man. Drove to Fillmore, came pick me up. The rest was history. The Dangerous Crew.
Is that the first club that was really like banging hip hop in the city?
No, the Palladium too as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then San Francisco had 89.5
KPOO
in Fillmore on the Visadero, a fucking only station that played hip hop in the Bay in the early days, the only one.
Hey, keep it real. That's when we used to go hear your shit.
Yeah, KPOO showed me a lot of love, man. I owe them a lot.
Hey, Short.
That's home sweet home, KPOO.
I really want to give it up to Short, though, man, to be honest with you. Because Short wasn't scared to speak his mind. He pretty much put the whole Yay in the right direction of underground music. I think he is one of the causes why we're getting paid to this day on our independent digital music. Because this man right here.
Thanks, though. Hey, real quick though, since you brought up Wild Style, right? And I represent for all the graffiti writers, you know what I mean?
Yeah!
I want to know from all y'all, how many of the other elements of hip hop you experimented with? I want to know if you was breaking, if you were tagging, if any of y'all tried DJing, besides just doing the rap, if you consider that part of Bay Area hip hop as well.
Well, I tried some strutting, you know, from the Lonnie and the...
What the fuck is strutting?
Strutting, doing a robot, Demons of the Mind, etc. You know what I mean? Shout out to Demons of the Mind.
I think we all tried to do that.
Spice, what you was on?
I was breakdancing, nigga. Hey, I was getting money breakdancing, nigga. Hey. I come out here from Hayward, nigga, and hit up P39. We used to sneak on the BART train. We would sneak on the BART from South Hayward, nigga. And I come out here and go to Pier 39, and you would catch me spinning on my head, doing all kind of shit, getting money out this motherfucker for real though, like not a game. Okay, at my age right now, I can't show y'all niggas what I really used to do. But you know, I used to get paid doing that shit. I had a little manager and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, we got them. I know.
That's why his hair is straight right now.
If you
put it on top of his head.
Hey, if you put a crossfader and 2 turntables in front of me, I know what the fuck to do, though. Like, I know what to do. If you give me a can of spray paint, I know what to do.
Okay, that's 3 elements.
Like, and definitely.
That's all 4. You did all 4. You
hey man,
you can
mean
tag,
gyros.
You can tag, you can dance, you can DJ and fucking rap.
Yeah, real spit. Yeah, real spit.
I believe you, bro. I remember Young Chico.
I don't know where I got the energy from, but my ass was on one. So
that was his name. When I started to go pick him up from his mama house, I'd be like, "Is Chico? Can Chico come to the studio today?" Moms be like, "Y'all gonna make sure y'all get him back home in time. He got school tomorrow."
Hey, wait. Short, look. Hey, check it out. I got memories of Short yelling out the window, yelling out the door saying, "Hey, nigga, get that stolen ass car from in front of my motherfucking house." I was like, damn, how you know this motherfucker stole? Like, I could have grinded and got my shit cracking, you know what I'm saying? I could be balling, you know? But I said, sure. I said, let me drive. We was in the Barrich, nigga, convertible, old school, white top, nigga, coming from Mount Eden High School in Hayward, California. Yes. I say, let me drive, man. He said, nigga, you can't drive my motherfucking car, nigga. You ain't even got no motherfucking driver's license. He said, I give you a joint, nigga, but you ain't drive my motherfucking car. You not drive my car. So we got to the studio. I said, okay, we did whatever we did, and I left. And then I got back home and I called my niggas. I said, hey, nigga, we need a convertible Barrich, white top. We need to find the motherfucker. My niggas came through. We went out looking. I don't know if the nigga out here listening today or if you hear this on the shit.
Stolen
but we got your motherfucking car, man. Yeah, we got your shit. And my cousin started that shit in like 5 minutes. And we was up out. And we rode out. And we was talking shit, so I kicked the nigga out. Get the fuck out, nigga. Get the fuck out, nigga. I rode out and shit. I said, I'm gonna go show Uncle Show I can drive. So I drove in front of the house and I started doing donuts. You know, skirt, ski skirt, nigga, ski skirt. That nigga Show came out and said, nigga, you don't get that stolen ass car.
Hey, man.
Hey, this family, man.
Shout out to Spice for doing all 4 elements of hip hop. That's a lot.
Hey, I do have a question. Since you mentioned the 4 elements, Dregs, considering how big cars were from the side shows on down, would you consider the car a 5th element of hip hop as far as the Bay is concerned?
I would consider the car a tool, definitely, when because even before Woofers in the Trunk, niggas was doing you put like 4 6x9s and maybe some door speakers, and that shit sounded good. We didn't even know what Woofers was yet, but that shit sounded good. And you know, you had 6x9 just from
I
there.
had Pioneer 4-ways.
Yeah.
In the back. Yeah.
Hey, you can't say the car is an element though, because so much. I'm from Frisco, man. So much goes on the bus. Rapping, tagging, dancing, the bus.
Cause
So
it's like graffiti, bro. You can't say the train is an element. It's a tool.
Yeah, but because people tricked out their cars and because people did sideshows, and because you made the music,
made music
for the
for the
car.
trunk.
The car culture was very
Car culture,
influential
yeah.
to Bay Area music.
You ain't never heard someone slapping Souls of Mischief at a sideshow, though. Is that not hip hop?
Maybe 93 till infinity.
For real?
Yes,
At a
sir.
sideshow?
Yes, sir.
Spinning them up to 93 too?
Yes, sir.
Shout out High Road. Then.
Anything that got bass was getting bumped, man.
Anything. Hey, Forte said something that I think we kind of just went over without tripping. I think we need to give it up real quick because we got 3 members of the original Dangerous crew here and 2 members of the clique. So y'all get that up. That's legendary in itself on the stage right now.
Hey, show. You know what I think about cars, man?
Yeah.
I think that the cars set us apart from everybody else on planet Earth. Yeah. I mean, it set our cultural, it made us unique on this side, the way we fixed our cars up.
The very first time they seen Too Short, I'm by the Cadillac. First time we see the click, y'all with the top down by the Cuddy.
See, D-Shot, you making my point. Because in LA, I was down in LA at the time, they didn't make the music for their cars per se. We made the music for the cars up here.
Well, I'm gonna tell you,
a car culture that was very unique up here.
I'm gonna tell you another Bay Area first that nobody did anywhere in the fucking USA except the Bay. Spoke wheels and Vogue tires. That shit started here. You go out to Houston and see how they do it. You know, it's a spinoff. They do it their own way, but it's a spinoff. And you got motherfuckers, you know, riding Vogues now everywhere. Everywhere, motherfuckers doing Dayton's and Vogue, any kind of spokes in Vogue. That's a Bay Area thing from day one.
And if you really from the Bay, then and you really a hip hop fan, then you know what cars are associated to what crew and what rappers. Too Short is gonna be in the Cadillac. Be Legit is gonna be in the Cutlass. Spice One is gonna be in a 5.0. So if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying?
Let me give you a little context too. So part of my come up was, you was talking about the elements. Part of my come up was I was a DJ. Nobody know Too Short used to be a DJ. I did not DJ at no radio station. I wasn't at no motherfucking big ass dance. I only DJ ghetto ass house parties in East Oakland. They used to have a little index card and the motherfucker would pass out the cards. They'd be like, party at such and such house. They go to address, cost you $1 to get in, and drinks is $1. And you pass out the card and motherfuckers would, you know, it'd be dancing in the living room, the kitchen would be the DJ booth. One of the bedrooms is the VIP room or some shit. And that's back when, you know how niggas get into it now? And motherfuckers, they pop, 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 y'all start running and ducking. Back then, nigga be like, nigga what, nigga what? Motherfucker like, man, take that shit outside. The party would stop. DJ, I'm putting the fucking needle down. We all walk outside, we watch the fight. When the fight is over, we go back in, start dancing and playing music again. That was a normal shit. Like, go outside, fight that shit out, and go back in. It was the good days, man, good old days. But I used to DJ the parties that no DJ would DJ. No DJ in your right mind. I was DJing one night and the fight broke out. And when we went back to go fucking start the party back up, the fucking speakers was gone. Like, nigga stole my speakers, nigga, in the middle of the party. East Oakland shit. But yeah, the cars, me and Freddie B from the start, we was selling our tapes to niggas that had the cleanest cars. Cause the niggas, like if you go up and down Foothill, E14, MacArthur, anywhere where niggas is just cruising in cars, everybody's fascinated by the fanciest cars going by, who got the cleanest paint, who got the rims and loud ass speakers and shit. So we got them niggas to play our shit. Everybody wanted our shit, so that's how we came up.
But you know, cars is our promoters.
Exactly, that's street teams.
Our independent promotion.
PR all day.
Speaking of promoters, and I want to ask y'all this because I brought this up on Sway before, and I explained to them because the world don't know how the Bay Area operates, right? So can y'all explain? This is what I named it, the D-Boy contract. Every young rapper or hood entertainer that want to come up at some point goes through a D-Boy or somebody in the hood with money to help them put out their records. So I know Short, you know, Beela, y'all kind of was y'all own, like, you know what I'm saying? But putting your own music out and who you had to go through.
Shout out to Dean Hodges. Dean Hodges from Acorn Projects in West Oakland. Dean started a label called 75 Girls Records. Dean took me to the studio, first big studio recorded out here in Frisco, Different Fur. We made Born to Mac there. He took me to to where you go to get the shit manufactured. So you get records pressed up over here. This person over here will make you all these cassettes. Then you go out to San Rafael, to go to City Hall Records, and this dude out here named Walt, he'll get your shit in all the stores all over the motherfucking Bay and NorCal and everywhere. And then you could go to this store, and this store, and this store, and the owner will deal with you direct. You just drop him off a box, come back in a week or two, he'll call you and say, I sold out, bring me another box. And we was literally just going around the Bay, you know, I spent $1 to manufacture a cassette, but I sell it to the distributor for $4, maybe $5. And that was the hustle, man. And basically the only way you could get to that point, all right, I want to press up 5,000 cassettes. I ain't got $5,000, who I'm gonna go to? I can't go to Wells Fargo, going to my motherfucking neighborhood local D-boy. And I'm like, bruh, 5,000 to get you 50,000, let's do it. I used to walk around with a spreadsheet. I'm like, nigga, you could put the 10,000 up, the 20 or the 5, whatever. I had the $2,000 deal. We put up 2, we'll bring back 10 in like 30 days. And niggas, you know, niggas was really like, there's a if you really want to see this in detail, there's a documentary VH1 did called Planet Rock. And it's based on the relationship between crack cocaine and hip hop. The Bay Area, all of us, New York niggas, Houston niggas, LA niggas, all this shit was funded by crack sales.
Also, a lot of the majors.
Hold on a second real quick. I think I see Mr. Fab, man. Is Mr. Fab here? Mr. Fab, come on up,
Stanley,
man.
we have a chair, Stanley.
Come on up, man. Make some noise for Fabby Davis, man.
Get off the floor, nigga.
I do have a question. One thing, just a little bit of history, since you mentioned it, D-Shot, about the Cars being your biggest promoter. Look up the OJ cab service, and you understand that played a big part in the early days of hip hop. That's why Sugar Hill rapped about it. But I do want to ask this, one of the differences in the sound was a lot of y'all were either in a band or played instruments. And that was very different. Like Short, you was in a band, 40 was in a band.
I was in a band. I played the drums.
Talk a little bit about that.
Not a band like a group. We was in the fucking school band, so marching band and shit.
But can you talk about live instrumentals and its influence on the craft out here?
Okay, so for me, you know, growing up, the beat, you know, drums, just beating on the tables, whatever, I was fascinated with the beat, so I joined drums. So as a drummer, you play with a band, which is like a band, like a marching band. It could be a marching band. We was a marching band. And in that band, you learn different types of music, like classical music, you know, folk music, all different types of music you end up playing. So you kind of like get a natural urge, you know, for music. You know how to count music, you know how the bars go, 16 bars, 4 bars, so you all around music. And we was just in it for the, you know, just to play the drums, but it turned out, you know, we ended up getting a rap, and we actually produced like our first songs. Sure, it is your first songs too, right?
I produced all of Born to Mac.
Yeah, all the first songs.
Short songs.
Let's get, this is the shit that'll fuck with your brain. And Let's Side, I think, one of them.
Mr. Flamboyant.
You know what it is, man?
Mr. Flamboyant.
It's when you in the band, you in band class. So I was a drummer too, right? But you in band class, and the band teacher is telling the flute niggas and the horn niggas, the brass horn niggas, and you know the other motherfuckers in there, they like play your part. So you kind of like learn, before we all got into hip hop, we learned how all the different sounds are supposed to play together. And then you the drummer, you really like the backbone of you keeping the tempo of the motherfucking band. So the first thing when I said I could rap in 1980, the only reason why I said that is because every rapper is doing a cadence. And that cadence is very similar to what we learned in drum class. You got the pattern. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, if you can hit the pattern with your drumsticks, you can damn sure do it in a fucking rhyme cadence.
And you gotta make sure, like, your voice is an instrument in the whole ensemble. So you gotta know which one you know compatible to. So
and you gotta change your tone, higher or lower, deeper. You wanna rap mellow, you wanna be hyper. It gotta fit into the fucking track and not stand out or be, fuck the song up. You gotta make the song better.
And I think that's real important. That's a major contribution from the Bay Area. In New York, we didn't have music classes. So everybody only knew how to play a record player. Y'all had music classes, and I would argue that funk influence, that musicality that we hear, that's carried hip hop all the way up
We
to
got
now.
this thing out here, it's called the 2-finger bass line. A lot of us producers know how to do it. We are not musicians, but you sit me with a keyboard, I go way down to the left and take these 2 fingers, I just be like, boom, 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 boom. It's just basic as fuck. And that little basic ass bass line and that cold ass drum pattern. I have to shout out Ant Banks, he was the best at it. Ant Banks,
Man.
not only did he always have them funky ass bass lines, he always had the bass, period. To this day, his shit holds up to the test of time. Play an Ant Banks beat. Ant Banks beat Pimp of the Year. You know what I'm saying? I'm a player. That nigga got a catalog.
Yeah, but you set the standard for mob music, bro, with that 75 girl.
No. Hold on. Short had dangerous music. It was more funkier.
I was getting funkier, but I'm gonna tell you my first mob song that I would have to say was the first one I really pulled off was Playboy Short, 1985.
Yeah.
That's real mobbish if you go to the the original version.
It's mobbish, but it's not sinister.
Yeah, we was growing, man. We had to grow. Freaky Tales and Dope Fiend, that's when we were starting to figure it out.
Yeah.
Dangerous music. And what we named our companies out here, we named our shit like we meant that shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Sick with it. Dangerous music.
Short.
Shot record.
So you talk about them live instruments. Everybody know you had people like Pee Wee and all of that in the
Shorty
studio.
B.
So are you being Quincy Jones in that motherfucker? Or are you telling Pee Wee what to do?
Yeah, so this is how people don't know.
Hold on, sorry. So we got the legendary CNG and Constance Daughters.
Give it up for
Representing
CNG.
for the ladies in hip hop, man. Bay Area queen right here.
Legend. Yeah, what was the question again?
So when you got all of these people like Pee Wee and different people in there playing instruments, people on the keys, are you being Quincy Jones?
So I'm sure Be Legit gonna agree to this. So later, when we get our shit going, in the early days we had nobody to turn to. So we sitting there playing with the instruments, making beats and shit, and borrowing drum machines and keyboards and just trying to make music any kind of way. But then the producer niggas started popping up that was real fly with it. You know, who was our early nigga? Studio Tone? Who was there early on?
Studio Tone was.
So he'd be making a beat and you'd be like, nah.
Oh wait, hold on.
Danny Thomas,
Before
from
Studio
California.
Tone though, it was Baby Jesus.
Okay, Al Eden.
But look,
But you be guiding the nigga in the studio saying, don't play the guitar like that, play it like that. I don't like that part.
Did Baby Jesus make Short but Funky? Baby Jesus played on Short but Funky?
Yeah, Al, he definitely did. Al Eden. Shout out to Al Eden, man. He helped a lot of us.
Al Eden.
He helped a lot of us. Al was had a studio out in Richmond, California.
I got another quick question for y'all too. Shout out DJ Durl in here, one of the
Pioneers.
originators of mob music, man. All y'all familiar with that 415 album, right?
Richie Rich, 415.
Tupac, all these big songs. I got a question for y'all. The only two definitive subgenres of rap music in the Bay that I really hear everywhere is either hyphy or mob music, right? And could y'all just elaborate on that and tell us the difference between mob music and hyphy?
Who want it, man? Who want it?
Okay.
Go ahead, B. You talking about the sinister.
Well, like I said, the mob music is more baseline driven. It's a little slower. It's sinister.
Very
you know
eerie
what I'm saying?
synthesizer sounds.
What'd you say?
It's gotta have a funky bass line.
It gotta have it.
It's gotta be a certain tempo. It's like real slow, like 88,
yeah,
90, even maybe slower.
Shout out to Stressmatic. He told me that hyphy is really just sped up mob music. Hey,
Really?
Fab, come on, we gotta hear from Fab on this one.
I used to call it, my version of mob music is called Dope Fiend beats.
That's the one though. That's the original mob.
The reason why I call it the mob music and the dope fiend beats, the reason why it is what it is because as soon as you hear it, the shit is like you just took drugs and you fucking hooked on it. If you listen to some of them click songs, fucking when that shit come up, as soon as it come on though, even before they start talking this shit, you be like, nigga, this is my shit. And what I love about it, man, is that some of that shit was 30 plus years ago and it sound good right now. Right the fuck now.
And legit, 40 said that when y'all were doing your music, that it was really trying to emulate some of those bands. How much do you think?
Yeah, so when we got down south, we went to Grambling State University. So when we got down south, and you know, since we was in the bands, you know, we went to go check them out. And they was a whole different breed. They was mobbing. They was like, actually the shit that fuck with your brain, they come from, I think it's Southern University. They used to go with their tubas. Bomb, bomb.
Yeah, the fucking tubas, yeah.
They was just mobbing like that. And they were like, SU.
Down south,
so we just put a beat behind it.
A lot of West Coast niggas don't know, unless you go away to a black HBCU, you don't know down south, they have so many black colleges and all the high schools down south. The band, that school band, is like a fucking funk band. They be dancing, the motherfuckers be playing whatever's on the radio. This shit is a big deal at a fucking Friday night football game, high school and all the college games. Big fucking deal.
As a matter of fact, at the Value Classic, the Battle of the Bands is the biggest event.
Yeah. Fam, Hyphy.
Bunch of young niggas on drugs, having a good time.
That y'all sold our mamas?
Before you say anything, man, I feel like the hyphy movement might have never happened if Oakland, California, and other places in the Bay would have gave young kids under the age of 21 somewhere to go and something to do. Every time the youngsters, I was grown at the time, every time the youngsters show up somewhere, they like shut them down, run them off. Them niggas start saying, you know what? Fuck y'all, we finna have a party right here in the middle of the street and tell me to leave, I ain't going nowhere. All right, fam, go ahead.
That's real shit right there.
Wait, Fab, 1 minute. I want to start my story before you start because I worked with Rick Rock first, and anybody in this whole stage. And Rick Rock is the producer of all the hyphy music. He came from Alabama, and Conscious Daughter signed him to a deal, and we paid to move that man here. When he moved here, he moved to Fairfield, California, and he met Mike Mosley, who we were working with on our song Gamers.
Right.
And they started working together, and we all started working together, and it's kind of when hyphy started. The Federation, Kid Smoke, they were kids. You know what I'm saying? Conscious Daughters was in the studio with them at all times, and they learned a lot from us, we learned a lot from them. But hyphy was really born from those youngsters that was working with Rick Rock early on in the game, in the early 2000s. And I know you know this, but I'm just telling my story. You mad I interrupted you? Okay. I love you though. But I just want to say, Rick Rock is the king of beats for all of that hyphy stuff, and that's my brother, and I've been working with him since he started. So, that's all.
Hey,
I had my 2 cents.
Short, something that you said before Fab goes, you were talking about like all the youngsters being shut down.
Yeah.
If you look at the timeline from when hyphy really starts to explode, is around the time that Jerry Brown is the mayor of Oakland, and he's like shut down the sideshow.
Yeah.
He's saying anybody who has a car, we're gonna take that car, which means all the OGs.
The hyphy movement was very much a rebellion
against
as
Jerry
much
Brown.
as it was a music thing. It was a rebellion just against the system, against the powers that be, the government of Oakland. I know Oakland in general. The little niggas was just, they was fed up. Like nigga, I remember them niggas used to be on Broadway down by Embarcadero every Friday and Saturday, and the old niggas we be like, nigga, do not go down there on the weekend. Them little wild ass niggas is out there. They ain't going nowhere. They be right outside of Everett and Jones and all over that corner. And then shit, niggas just start burning rubber one day. Like, goddamn, what happened, Fab? What happened? What was it, man? Was it the triple stacks?
Yeah, Supermans.
And can we all just acknowledge the fact that we have the opportunity to sit in front of all of our pioneers and a lot of them? I think everyone in here has some story that they can connect to each individual here. And that's an amazing opportunity for us to be here, man. I feel like we don't pay enough respect to our elders, to our legends, and to the individuals that opened up the door for us. So one big round of applause to everybody that's on this stage. To answer the question, big shout out to Drez and Rab for, you know, putting this together, and Uncle Davey, man, who's like the guru and the godfather of just introducing everything. I love this dude, man. I thank you so much. I think hyphy pop was like more so a vehicle of expression for individuals that couldn't be able to be as expressive as they wanted to be. The reason why people are so closely tight-knitted to what hyphy represents, because at one point in their life, it was a rebellion and it was their voice. I think we gave a voice to the voiceless, and through our actions, through culture, it was one of the only genres of music that it wasn't colorist, it wasn't no racism, it wasn't separatism. It was all of the rebels that felt like they were rebelling against some form of structure came together. It was like a meeting of the lost boys and lost girls, and we all was just exuberant of what we exuded and just having fun and feeling expressive. That's why you can never get rid of that feeling, because it always takes you back to those times where life was innocent and you didn't care about, you didn't have a care in the world. It's like our parents in the hippie movement, where you be like, in the 60s and the 70s, the hippies was wild and free. Anybody parents was hippies? Grandparents. Like, I didn't have to sneak and listen to Too Short. My mama was listening to Too Short.
His mama was my partner.
So like, I grew up close-knit. Like, I grew up across the street from Money B and Digital Underground. I remember my cousin Lamont being in Funky Expedition video, and I just felt like they was fam. I was like, oh my God, they on the box. Like, I'm like, y'all don't remember the box? Anybody in here remember the box? Okay, anybody in here remember Soul Beat? Like, Soul Beat was our BET. That's like the first BET. That was this thing that where we got all our videos from. So hyphy was just the voice of that, man. But it wouldn't be possible without these dudes, man. Without Rappin' Forte, man, who looks amazingly well. Fo, I love you, Fo. Can I tell you that?
Love you, Forte.
Pop, can you move to the side real quick? Pop, move to the side real quick. Forte, you look amazing, and I love you.
Love you, man. I love you, man.
Spice One, you have not aged. I love you, your voice. Thank you for doing that verse for me. Bila, you already know how I feel about you. I love you so much. D-Shot, man, thank you for putting me in your movie. And I just love y'all. This dude is like my... When y'all hear me saying pop, that's for pops. This is my rap dad. Too Short has raised us all. This is the godfather of all this shit. Make some noise. I didn't come here today to speak. I came here to be a fan and sit my ass right here and listen to some fucking legends talk about our history. So y'all make some noise for our legends. I'm finna sit my ass right here and watch this shit. I love all y'all. Thank y'all.
Hey, fam, check this out, man. While you're on that subject. But I do want to say that all the music that we do is defiant anyway on this West Coast. We doing everything that they tell us don't do. That's how we made money. That's how we endured in this rap game over here on the West Coast. Cause we wasn't doing commercial music. We didn't have no record deals that, you know, we didn't have no big companies that gave us money to go out and get what we wanted. We had to come with defiancy. Everything that people didn't want us to say, we said it. And Short was the main cat that carried that. He's the main spokesman of that. I gotta get to him on that. I mean, I give him a lot of props because he's one of my mentors. So that's how we made it.
Give it up for Short.
Yeah.
Hey, I want real quick, y'all want to acknowledge this because Fab said the box. I'm sure y'all watched the box. But I know that San Francisco was hard for y'all to get if y'all from Frisco. How many of y'all remember Soul Beat? Soul Beat. Y'all remember Soul Beat? Soul Beat is where you went to when you was trying to get your record broke. And we got somebody in the house right here, Chuck Johnson, from the original Soul Beat. This man got an archive of all your favorite rappers from here and not
when
from
they was
here.
young as hell.
You had to go see Chuck. It would be no Dregs and History of the Bay will be
Hey,
no
hold on,
more Rab and no Vultures without Chuck.
Who doesn't know what soul beat is? Who don't know? If you don't know soul beat, let me just hear you say, "Look, I don't know." You don't know?
I don't know.
All right, so soul beat was Chuck. Don't get mad at me. Soul beat was the ghettoest ass TV channel we had on Oakland Cable Network. When a nigga was doing a show on Soul Beat, when somebody was doing a show, they talking and they like the phone lines is open. That shit is live. Motherfucker call up there. You call. Niggas would call Soul Beat just to hear your own voice coming through the TV. Like they only advertised businesses that was around Oakland, pizza joint, liquor stores, whatever the fuck. You could see your cousin on Soul Beat. You know Lunell the comedian? Lunell had a show with this chick named Cindy. Lunell's a G. Niggas would call up they like, Soul Beat, they like, you fucking fat ass bitches. And Lunell would just roast your ass live on TV in real time. I'm sure her comedy chops come from Soul Beat. Soul Beat was owned by a dude named Chuck Johnson. I remember y'all had the mall. Y'all had the mall, right?
Yeah.
Nigga, you could go to the mall, be dancing and get on TV and shit, East My Mall. Nigga, Soul Beat was our shit.
Sure, one of the most important things to know about Soul Beat.
All the rappers, local rappers got on Soul Beat.
One of the most important things to know about Soul Beat, we often talk about Ralph McDaniel out of New York with his video music box. He himself said that he got the idea to do that from Soul Beat, from the Bay Area.
And y'all was talking about Rudy Ray Moore earlier. I used to watch The Human Tornado, and on the credits on that VHS was Chuck Johnson. He put out Human Tornado by Rudy Ray Moore. That man is a legend. One more time for Chuck Johnson, y'all.
For real.
Both Chuck Johnsons.
Yeah.
And real quick, I want to say while we talking about Soul Beat, and we was talking about which Conscious Daughters was always on Soul Beat. And I gotta say this. How many of y'all know about Jay-Z Dynasty album? Y'all know about Jay-Z Dynasty album, right? Well, Rick Rock, who she was speaking of, told me that a lot of them beats that he sold Jay-Z that ended up on Benny Siegel album, Memphis Bleak album, was originally made for Conscious Daughters, and that's what he thought about these sisters right here. One more time for Conscious Daughters, man.
Yeah. First time Jay-Z came to the Bay, who he opened up? Who did he open up for?
It was Conscious Daughters. We opened up for Jay-Z. And all the San Francisco DJs ran up there to Jay-Z and just left us with water and celery sticks. And we was like, fuck yeah, fuck New York, fuck Jay-Z, blah, 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 blah. We was just women trying to make it. And I just want to speak on behalf of all the women. We've always struggled. We've been around these men. We all came up together. Sugar T, myself, 357, Mistah, DJ Pam the Funkstress. We're all best friends. There's a lot of us out here, Marvelous and Sack. I talked to her today. We all like this, and we all still making music. So y'all come out and support us sometime. All right? One love.
So, Too Short wanted, you put together this panel.
Yeah.
You wanted to have something very special done. So why don't you instruct everybody what you want them to do?
So I felt like we gotta this is a great what we're doing right now, but I want to, for me, myself, I want to tell you my story of how I came up, but I want to hear his story, how he did it. I want to hear his story, her story, and his story, and just how from day one, from the time we all heard Rapper's Delight to the time we got signed to major labels, we started getting brand new whips, buying houses and shit. I just want to hear a little bit of the journey, man. I know this nigga Forte. This nigga Forte is a Filmo nigga. But back in the day, the nigga also was a Hunters Point nigga. Like, I know a lot of Frisco niggas. I know a lot of niggas that ain't free to just walk through Filmo and Hunters Point freely through all the hoods. This nigga used to have me on a journey. We in the drop top Cadillac on the Born and Mac album cover, top down, jewelry on. We jumping out everywhere, and nothing but love. I ain't nothing but love. I fuck with that nigga right there. That nigga had me sitting out in the projects. Wait, nigga, is you coming out, nigga? But we get up in the studio though and make that funky ass music. That's what we did do. So we all gonna tell a little story to you, and this is part of. We're just trying to give you a picture of exactly how did hip hop start in the Bay Area.
Go ahead, Forte.
We're supposed to have Calvin T and Magic Mike here from Richmond, but they ain't show up. But I really want them to tell their story too. Tell me a story, folks.
Yeah. way back in the day, in Fillmore, I met a guy named Randy.
Can y'all be quiet a little bit? I want to hear this story. Some of y'all are talking too much.
Met a guy named Randy Austin. Okay, and I used to be in at KPOO. Me, Lil Bruh, OCO, the homie Rockbox, we made a song called Hubbers. And everybody liked it. The song was popping like over Rockbox.
Hey, if somebody sit next to you and they talking, can you just hit them with the, hold on, bro. Like on some real shit. Like we don't get a chance to have this together like this. We don't get a chance to hear it from them. We don't get a chance to hear it from the goat's mouth. I don't know about y'all, but I take this shit serious. I'm prideful of this shit and I love where I'm from. And this is a history lesson for us that we don't get a chance to have. So if somebody sitting next to you having that side conversation, just hit them with that old school how your grandmama used to do you in church. Let's keep it quiet, man, so we can hear this shit, man. This is some real history right here, y'all. It's a whole ass outside you can go outside and do. Let's go.
Appreciate that, John.
Yeah. So yeah, I started off, banging on the walls in the projects, you know what I'm saying, making my own beats and etc. Just hooking up with individuals. I'm gonna shout out the homie Fly and the homie Frankie J2 as well, Young OCO too as well. All the homies, Big Creature Man and etc. And it took these individuals to huddle up with the OG Spud, my first real big show, coming from the Boogie Down basement in Frisco. Fillmore was at the Fillmore with Ice-T, you know what I mean? And I'm just trying to put paint where it ain't and get results the best way I possibly can. Keeping food on the table, for, keeping the kids fed too as well, you know what I mean? Okay, in the middle school, I was at Benjamin Franklin Middle School. And I played the valve trombone and horn, the trombone too as well. And I was always musically inclined. A lot of, family members, they played the Ohio players and, you know what I'm saying, what have we. And I just stuck to that. My twin sister, give a shout out to her too as well, Antoinette. That's who really taught me how to rap, basically, to keep it real to the guy. Shout out to my sister, you know what I mean?
Yo, Fote.
As time went on.
Yeah. Sorry to cut you off, not to cut you off, but I was wondering if you could also speak on the importance of two Frisco pioneers. One of them is here. Huey MC is in the building.
Yeah.
The other one, we're going to bring him here in spirit, and that's Cougnut. Rest in peace, Cougnut.
Rest in peace.
Can you speak on Huey MC and Cougnut, please?
Yes. And Huey MC, we grew up together too as well. And shout out to Huey for putting paint where it ain't as well. And Cougnut too as well out there in Lakeview. Shout out to the Lakeview crew as well. And you know what I mean? And just putting our hands together and putting paint where it ain't, doing the best we can with the tools we have. To all the youngsters coming up in the world, dot your I's and cross your T's so you know about this music game, you know what I mean? So you be able to feature kids and etc. But yeah, Short used to come through, come pick me up, take me out there to Randy Austin's on Myrtle Street. We used to put it together, man. Shout out to Randy Austin too as well.
Yeah, Fo used to hit that chest. He's like, oh, I got one. You hit that chest, start rapping.
Right, couldn't stop, you know what I mean?
Still got it?
For the Dangerous Crew.
And one day this nigga, what's that whistle shit used to do?
Oh yeah, I can't, I can't do that shit with no more.
That nigga had a cold ass whistle, nigga. Yeah. Like, it should sound like a bird or something, nigga. You can't hit the whistle, right?
No, I can't hit this whistle right now, you know what I mean? But yeah.
I saw a picture in Short Studio, and I was blown away. It was Spice, and it was you. And I was like, y'all was the original Dangerous Crew.
Yes.
And I didn't know that. Like, at the house, Short got a picture of the original Dangerous Crew. It's you, him, and there's this other dude.
JJ Hard.
Okay.
Yeah,
and I was like, nigga, Fote was in the original Dangerous Crew.
Yeah, we went back. Yeah.
How did you meet Short?
I met Short at the Solar System, as a matter of fact. Yep, I met Short at the Solar System in Frisco. That's where everybody used to go to and do their thing. It was a club out there. We used to go out there and do our thing, and sometimes we had to jerk all the way back home, getting chased by these individuals. And the point you know, so the more when my mom was out there, you know what I mean? So, you know, that's one of the reasons why I did hook up with Short to collaborate the Bay Area instead of banging and etc. Create a gangster gumbo. You know what I mean?
And Oski, that was your rap partner or your hype man?
Oh, like my little bruh. My little bruh.
He used to be on stage with you though.
Exactly, he rap with me too as well. Yeah.
He's a Filmo nigga too? Filmo?
Exactly. Filmo.
How did y'all get so much love at Hunters Point?
Got love at Hunters Point. You know homie Fly, you know homie Frankie J, and the homie Big Herm, and just, you know, my mom stayed out there, you know what I mean? It's like a tale of two neighborhoods, basically.
Yeah, so that album right there, that's
bro, hold that up, bro.
That's that Dangerous Crew album right there.
I got that at the house.
Hold that up. Is that from our museum? Is that our museum curator? Shout out to Anthony right there. Raise your hands, Anthony. He brought that, man. Brain camping. The
Spice One was still in high school
Billy
there.
Blanks with the archives.
If y'all see the, anybody seen the Freaky Tales movie when they do the little Don't Fight the Feeling story? That's the two females right there.
The Danger Zone.
Barbie and Enticed.
Sure, whatever happened to Cassadine? What was the story with you all?
You know, it's Cassadine. Well, Dean Hodges had a label called 75 Girls Records. I was the first artist. But then he had some other artists on there. Cassadine was one of them. Kimmy Fresh. He had a Hollywood. He had a few artists that Cassadine was a young Bay Area town pioneer. She was spitting. She was about that. She was supposed to be like the female Too Short. I don't know. You know, I got a different kind of grind, man. I think that you might know a lot of rappers that rap better than me, but you're not gonna know a lot of rappers that hustle harder than me. And I think that the people that you see, this longevity, we hustlers. And I'm telling you, we didn't all made it up here, fell back down, went back up, fell back down. Nigga, I ask niggas this all the time. I say, nigga, can you fall off and fall back on? Because a lot of niggas can get on. But nigga, we go through some shit, bro. Like, you gotta, D-Shot making movies and shit. You know, Beeler, before weed was legal, that nigga kept grinding. Fuck that, Spice One. I was like, nigga, if you don't put your other foot off the corner and stay your ass in the rap game, this nigga steady tiptoeing in the streets. I'm like, come on back, man. Stop hanging out with Tupac. No, I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you. But then with my little while, I would not, when we was young, I would not hang out with Spice One and Tupac at the same time. Not doing it. I was an OG. Tell us your story, Chico.
Want to give you a story, Chico?
Okay.
Man, as far as the rap game, you know, the first time I, you know, was intrigued by the game was, you know, I was watching Breaking and shit, and I seen motherfucking Ice-T. He was like, killers, bloodthirsty killers, and it was like some gangster. I was like, that's gangster as fuck. I want to be that nigga. I want to, you know, I was breakdancing and shit until I seen that. You know what I'm saying? And then I heard him say, you know, 6 in the morning, police at my door, fresh things squeak across my bathroom floor, all of that shit. And I was on Tyrell and Hayward, you know what I'm saying? And I was on the spot, and it was like 6 in the morning, police at the door. And fresh and Nike squeaked across the bathroom floor, and I hopped out the back window and all of that shit, and I was like, damn, you know that nigga made some money talking about that shit? He got fans, he talk about some real shit, so I'm like, you know, okay, you know, fuck it. I'm gonna talk about some real shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do this shit, you know what I'm saying? So, and at the same time, I mean, we had Too Short, you know what I'm saying? We had E40 out here, you know what I'm saying? We had the Click. And I'm like, you know, we had Richie Rich, and I'm like, you know, damn, you know, I'm trying to get it in like that, you know what I'm saying? I got the opportunity as a teen, you know, 16 years old, you know, to open up for NWA when they came out to Oakland, California, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, you know, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? So I get the flyers and I walk back to school, you know, and I'm passing out the flyers and shit. And at the same time, I'm telling motherfuckers, you know, I'm doing a show with Eazy-E. and NWA, and at the same time, nigga Too Short finna come pick me up right now. You know, I'm really finna put this shit down. I'm not playing in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never had another motherfucking job. I'm a rap artist. I had jobs before I became a rap artist, but after that, nigga, no. I've been doing this rap shit. I'm a rap artist, a gangster rap artist. That's what the fuck. That's what I do. And I'm good at it, and my fans love it, and it's a market for everything, and if it happens to be, you know, I give my fans some gangster rap, then that's what the fuck I'ma do, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, a lot of people put it down, you know, oh, you know, he talking about, you know, he exploiting the wrong shit or whatever, you know what I'm saying? We not exploiting shit, you know what I'm saying? We speaking about what's going the fuck on. I'm talking about shit that already happened. I ain't talking about shit I'm making up. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I want to say something else in the middle of your story. This is the first nigga I ever seen. This first nigga I ever seen go in the booth. We all used to write our rhymes. That nigga just go in the booth. And him and Ant Banks was doing some technique where he'd rap 1 or 2 lines, and then he'd be like, punch me in, Banks. Nigga rap some more. But niggas everybody do that shit now. This nigga was doing that shit in the fucking early 90s. Like,
yeah, I ain't gonna rap in a long time, y'all. I ain't wrote no rap in a long time. I've been getting.
They be acting
so
like Lil Wayne.
Y'all hear is
Lil Wayne
been spitting.
The only rapper that wasn't from Oakland on Oaktown Funk. Fun fact.
Blah.
Hey man,
Spice,
Ant Banks and Spice be in the studio, man. I be like outside the studio just listening. This nigga be in the booth and he do hella fucking like what he just did. Wow. I'm like, Banks, what is that nigga doing in there? He just hey, but then when he finished and they play it back, like, God damn.
Hey, but you came with that motherfucking kill him on down to the finish, blow his brains out. When you came with, you made that beat. Did you send me that track?
Probably, I don't know, nigga. I don't remember.
Sent me a track.
I don't remember half the shit.
Hey, this nigga called me and said, I got a reggae track, nigga.
Oh yeah.
Nigga, I just redid Welcome to the Ghetto, right? Me and the Mechanics. And we was trying to lock in the publishing. And so I called Spice. I'm like, nigga, who did the original so we could give him their credit? He was like, nigga, I did. And I thought he was lying. I'm like, nigga, you did the beat? He like, nigga, I did the beat to Welcome to the Ghetto and the beat to 187 Fact. Talk about that, because I guarantee niggas didn't know you did those beats.
But that was me pushing them keys. When you hear dun, 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 that's me pushing them keys. That's me literally pushing them keys. And when you hear cooling on the corner with this, that's me pushing them keys.
Hey,
that's me pushing them keys.
And Mike Mosley slapped.
And how many fingers did you use?
Yeah, the 2 fingers. Y'all ladies know something about them 2 fingers. You know, I was pushing them 2 fingers.
That 2-finger funk.
2 fingers, man.
That beat is also the bumble by E40. That beat was sampled. Spike's beat was sampled by Mike Mosley to make the bumble for E40.
But
so I get to the
I had to go get Ant Banks to rock that shit for real. Like I had to go get Ant Banks and say, hey nigga, play this shit over and put it and do it how you do it. So, you know, y'all was getting a mix between that was a Dangerous Crew working. You know what I'm saying? Dangerous Crew. So, I mean, 16 years old, as far as opening up for NWA, all of that shit, that gave me inspiration to say, okay, you know, this is what the fuck I'm finna do for the rest of my life. And I'm just gonna spend the rest of it trying to become the best at it. And if it wasn't for y'all, if it wasn't for my fans, it's a lot of times I wouldn't have been able to bail myself out of jail and shit and all that shit, you know what I'm saying? I got out a lot of gun cases, I paid my way out that shit. Thank y'all for that shit, you know, I was just trying to protect myself.
Hey, B, tell us about the clique, man.
Wait, sorry. Real quick. Short, can I shout out another pioneer in the house?
Who we got?
Herm Lewis, man. Trying to survive in the ghetto, man.
Yeah, we're hiring, man.
Putting San Francisco on the map. Hunters Point, talk about Hunters Point. That's Hunters Point finest, man.
Day one. What up, boy?
Big bro, Herm Lou. My bad, please continue.
Break it down, B-Legit.
Okay, so y'all heard a whole lot about Oakland, a little bit about Hayward, a little bit about San Francisco. But I come from this town called Vallejo, the Valley Jump, right? We only got 7 exits. We're a small city, right? And, you know, we heavily influenced by Oakland, Richmond, and we come up in the era of, you know, Reagan and cocaine. So that we was heavily influenced by D-Boys. We was fascinated by when they, you know, the cars that they was driving, the gold ropes, you know, the Fila sweatsuits and shit like that. That's what I was seeing at like 15 years old. Also, a lot of y'all probably don't know. I mean, well, they probably know about that, but we had a cousin out of Oakland named Ivory, and he kept us with the old white Too Short tapes, where he sometimes even had rap battles with people like Tony G or Rasta Reek from Vallejo. So, nigga, your G stands for girl. But anyway, we was influenced by all that. Actually, as a youngster, you know, me, D-Shot, Sugar, you know, we was all in church. We actually played drums and doing things like that in church, and heavily influenced by our grandfather. And we had an uncle by the name of St. Charles who did gospel records. So, and on top of that, we had a lot of people that sang, you know what I'm saying? So the music aspect of it was already being done. St. Charles had already released records, and we had no idea that we was gonna be rappers. Me and D-Shot, D-Shot actually went down to the Radio Shack and got the realistic mixer and turntable, and we called ourselves doing little house parties. The main thing that you had to have back then was a Friends instrumental. And if you had a Friends instrumental with a little reverb on the mixer, and you could on the microphone, you can throw your own house parties. And then they had these little square things. I don't know what they was called. It was like electronic drums and shit. We had all that shit. So during those times, you know, we was watching the game, and it was getting underway, the real game. You know what I'm saying? It was getting underway. But at that time, me and 40, you know, we was working in D-Shop. We was working at the Commandant's residence. At the Commandant's residence, a restaurant, okay? And we had to go all across America to cash our checks because the motherfuckers was bounced. But anyway, we was working at the residence, and we was chefs and cooking. And then, yeah, for sure. That's why 40, all that shit come back to you. You know what I'm saying? Don't think that anybody that out there got a job cooking, doing all that type of shit, that shit come back. You know what I'm saying? It come back, them skills that you can go back and use later in your life. You know what I'm saying? Lifetime skills. So we learned them skills. And then we decided to go to college. You know what I'm saying? And when we went to college, we met this dude from Oakland. His name was Waldo Bensworth. He was a rapper. Knowledge Me On Me. You remember Knowledge Me On Me? That was an instrumental. So we got together one day and did like Short said. We had a double cassette though, where you play the music on this side, record on this side, and we did. We rapped the alma mater of Grambling State University. People liked it so much, we turned around and we performed it in the Spring Talent Show, and the crowd went crazy. And everybody, we became instant celebrities on campus. everybody wanted to take us home, and you know, we was the shit. So when we got back from Grambling,
Hey, if we could just listen to him a little bit, please.
we
If we
got
can
back
keep it down a little bit, please.
when we got back from Grambling, we got back and we got with D-Shot and with Sugar T, and we felt like we wanted to do music. You know what I'm saying? Do the right music. So what we did an album called MVP, which had what you call radio type of versions. 40 had a song called Thought I Could Trust a Girl, which we had did with Confunction. You can chime in anytime you want, D-Shot. We're gonna do this one together.
All right, well, check this out. Okay, let me stop you right here then.
Go ahead.
All right, so at the time, Short used to be in Vallejo all the time too, y'all. All the time. We used to be at a park called Dan Foley. We seen him all the time. But you know, we was on the streets. We was doing things on the streets, and it wasn't cool. You know what I mean? And one time, my uncle St. Charles came to my house. I'm in there, you know, whipping up things, doing things I had no business doing. And he got on my head. He was like, bro, what you gonna do? You gonna go to jail, or you gonna, or you gonna do something else, man? I think you gonna go to jail. You gonna fuck around and, and get caught up like that dude out of Oakland. He's talking about Lil D. You know what I mean? And I asked him, because I knew he made a record in the 70s, which is St. Charles. He made a record in the 70s. I asked him, I said, look here, man. Can you help us get off the streets? He was like, man, I'm a reverend. I can't do this kind of music right here. I'm like, but bro, if you're a reverend, you should be able to help people that's out there doing hard-headed stuff, right? And he got quiet. You know what I mean? He had to answer up to that. And so, and he was like, well, it costs a lot of money to make a record. I said, man, don't worry about that. I got that. So I ran the room, put out a duffel bag full of money, like, here. What's your excuse now? What's your excuse now? He was like, all right, man, check this out. I'm gonna go talk to my wife about this, and I'm gonna come back in 2 weeks to the house. So he came back in 2 weeks, and he was like, let's go get our business license. So I want to give a props up to his wife, because she didn't deter him from doing it. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of people don't know St. Charles is one that really shaped a lot of this independent music in the whole Bay Area. Everybody went through St. Charles that was about making money. They went through it.
That's where Master P come from.
So it was D-Shot with the gift of gab that talked him into, you know what I mean, changing his tune and coming along with us all the way in this music industry. And so once we talked him into it, we went down to the studio, which is Felton Pilot and them had a studio on Sonoma Boulevard, where Hammer recorded at. Everybody recorded there.
First we seen Hammer down there, and he was down there in all kind of Porsches and Benzes and stuff, and we was like, man, we gonna go down there. We gonna wait till his car ain't there. We gonna go knock on the door. So we went down there. We knocked on the door, and who was it? James?
It was James Early and Felton Pilot from Confunction.
James Early and Felton Pilot of the Confunction answered the door. And they invited us in and asked us what we wanted to do, and that's when we made our first record, MVP.
Man, me and Billy just dropped that money down like it was hot, and history was made from there, right there.
But I'm gonna tell y'all what happened though. We took the MVP record and we went to a record pool. I don't know what the record pool was. The Pros record pool. Man, they played our record, and there's somebody. We was in there, and somebody was sitting at the table, or somebody came in there, and they didn't know that we was the artists. And they said, man, that record was whack. They said, that dude 40 sound like Woody Woodpecker on crack.
That was Scott Gordon.
Yeah, it was like.
That was Scott Gordon.
He was like, man, it was whack, right? So, 40 took that to heart. He was like, all right. So from that day on, we said no more Mr. Nice Guy. That's when he came to Mr. Flamboyant, and that's when we came with the click. And no more MVP. We came with the click, and that's what list side. That's when you seen the Vogue with the Zenith on the cover, with the money around it, letting you know that it's game on.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna give you some background on the Conscious Daughters, man. I'm gonna make a long, beautiful, incredible story into a short film. Basically, we grew up in the Bay Area. Special One in CMG. Special One passed in 2011. She was an amazing MC, dope-ass person. Rest in peace to my sister. We met at the age of 13. By age 13, we had turntables, cassette tapes. We were recording regularly. Special One grew up in the radio station. Her mom worked for KDIA. And she was at the radio station every day. She knew how to work the reel-to-reels, everything in that station. We went to high school together at El Cerrito High School. She was living in Oakland. Her mom would bus her to El Cerrito because her mama didn't want her to go to school in Oakland. It was like, we gonna send you to the good school, which it really wasn't, right? So send her to the good school. We get there. She goes to the radio station in the 9th grade. The teacher said, I can't teach you nothing. You're gonna be my assistant. We ended up having a radio station, a 10-watt radio station in the 9th, 10th, and 11th, and 12th grade at El Cerrito High School. It was 10 watts. We became stars. It was 10 watts that people would call us from Sacramento. I hear you. She got all that wax from New York. We had Biz Marquee. Everything that was new came out. She had it through the radio station. So we also used all that recording equipment to record ourselves. We used to mimic people. I wanted to be the real Roxanne because she was light-skinned and it was okay. Back in the 80 and 88, 89. And so from there, we moved on. We started making cassette tapes. And we started going to clubs. By the time we turned 18, 19, 20, we went to the Palladium. We ran into Paris, the Black Panther of hip hop from San Francisco. Shout out Paris. Paris is a musical genius. He's also a black militant man who stands for a lot of positivity for black people. He came over to us and said, hey, what is this? We gave him a cassette tape. We had been recording so long, we knew how to do vocals. We mixed all our own stuff. And, he was impressed with it. He said, I love the raps, I hate the beats. I want to take you ladies and put you out on a record deal. He then proceeded to give us $20,000 in cash. I'm like 19, I don't know, 20-something, early 20s. And we went and we recorded an album. It was called Ear to the Street. It was produced by Paris. And really the message behind Conscious Daughters came from his black political thoughts, and he really stood for the upliftment of women. Like Asada Shakur meant a lot to her. And Public Enemy was his favorite group. Paris is from San Francisco, California. Y'all know that, right? The devil made him do it. So he really came to us with great ideas for music. We already knew how to write. He put in some of his writing on the situational songs. He wanted to put a song about AIDS, a song about teenage prejudice, a song about domestic violence, things that women face in the world, and use us as a vehicle to spread the word. But we riding around in Lake, 40 ounces and shit, smoking hella weed. Carol was a basketball star in high school. She was the top everything in the whole yearbook. Funniest person, most likely to succeed, best athlete, everything. We were just super popular at school. So fast forward, Paris decided he wanted to try to make some money because, he's a money man. And so he had a meeting with Priority Records, and Priority Records loved it. They were looking for a female rap group. They had Ice-T, Lil Half Dead, Mac 10, Ice Cube, all of my label mates. Sorry, my voice is going hoarse. But all of my label mates, my brothers, I should say, because we all came up together. We all toured together. And Priority Records pretty much sent us away. We didn't do that much Bay work. We was on the road. We went straight to New York. And when we got to New York, Priority told the record labels, if you want Ice Cube's new single, you're going to play this Conscious Daughter. So we was one of the first groups from the West Coast to be paid in rotation on the Awesome 2 show. Ralph McDaniels, all the hot people that was out there we were the first to be played out there, so we had so much respect. They also noticed that we was real MCs. You know why? Because we got all that wax from New York, and we know how to write and spit some shit. So we didn't really get on the stage and stand around and shit. We were locking legs and jumping around, and you know, we really had talent. And I think everybody saw that. Fast forward, you know, our second album, we put out an album called Ear to the Street. So shot up on the Billboard charts. I mean, it was just amazing. We went everywhere. We traveled everywhere. We traveled so much that we missed the I Got 5 on it call. I'm so mad about that. We was in Japan. It was like, y'all come do 5 on it? I don't sleep well tonight because of that. We were supposed to be on that damn song. But anyway, moving right along, we adventured in. We met Scott Gordon, who became our manager. He was working with Paris. And we were introduced to Rick Rock. And then Rick Rock came in and did a whole bunch of beats for us and a whole bunch of people. We just really started blowing up. But the main thing I want to say about us is when we get on the stage, we give a show. You know what I'm saying? We're not like the rest of these females that be like, oh yeah, girl, let me, we like, hey, you know, we spit those rhymes, and people respect us for that. And you know, I still got it, I don't give a damn. I'm gonna ride it till the wheels fall off. And we're gonna do a little set here in a little minute. But thank everybody for your support. Please continue to support the women, because we all came up together. Any woman out here in the Bay, they all my sisters, and we keep in touch. So we're going to get on a tour together soon. So please support. I love y'all.
The history of Bay Area hip hop. I really wanted y'all to hear these stories. I want y'all to see these people right now. And I'm gonna tell you my version. I'm gonna do like years and fucking just ages and shit. I was a lot of you niggas don't know this. Frisco niggas. I went to Luther Burbank one year. You didn't know that. I went to Luther Burbank only for 2 months though, nigga. It was this last 2 months of 8th grade when we first moved to the Bay. My mama was damn near gonna live in San Francisco, and she put me in Luther Burbank. My brother went to Woodrow Wilson, and then right after that, we moved over to Oakland. And I'm telling you, when I got to Oakland, I wasn't rapping. I wasn't Too Short. I wasn't none of that shit. And I was loving the early hip hop records. It was 1980. I was loving everything that was coming out. I said to myself, I can do this shit. I made a homemade tape. I went all over Oakland. I used to ride on the bus. When I got to Fremont High, I clicked up with these niggas called the AC Mob. And I used to fucking cut school and go AC Mob. They just rode around on AC Transit buses around the East Bay and just sold weed and jump off the bus. If the wrong nigga get on the bus, they beat your ass, and you know, they just ran the bus. I rode with AC Mob. Go ask any of them OGs from AC Mob. I rode with them for years. I used to hang out with this little nigga named Sir Mac. The nigga was in like 5th grade, 6th grade. He used to cut school with me. Sir Mac had a perm. He looked like a pimp, like the Mac in the movie. And motherfuckers loved the little rap nigga. I was 14. I looked like I was about 9. And these 2 little ass niggas riding around Oakland, little bitty niggas, the big niggas would watch our back. We wasn't getting fucked with or nothing. And I be playing the music. Little Sir Mac, he be selling his little weed, and we just be out there all hours of the fucking night. And you know, nigga, that's when I first jumped off the porch in Oakland. Jumped off, I went straight in the motherfucking street. So my thing was, I was the radio nigga. I carried the radio. I recorded KPOO late at night, trying to catch back then you could just catch the record. Right when the DJ shut up, then you start recording. You might miss the very beginning, but you just want to catch the record. You want to play it for your folks later. I was the radio nigga. Got it by 8D batteries every day, every other day. It was in my budget, because you was going to wear the motherfuckers out. And I was the nigga on the back of the bus. If you was of age, and was this little irritating ass nigga in the back, blasting some shit you might not even want to hear, that was me. Well, nobody gonna tell me turn the shit off. We smoked our weed on the back. We was them niggas. Like literally, you get on the bus, your grandmama on there talking about them little niggas on the bus. That was us. We used to hang out at Doggy Diner, fucking right down the street from your store right now, fucking 14 from Broadway. So my story really starts when a nigga told me my little one song was whack. He was like, nigga, I don't wanna hear that shit no more, nigga. That fucking same ass song. So I started really making rap songs, like really taking instrumentals with my realistic mixer and recorded my vocals with, I had the same effects machine. You buy the shit at Radio Shack. The mixture was like 120, and the little effects machine was only probably like $39. Make your voice go, yo, 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 yo. So, and then if you knew how to record right, the shit was all stereo, so your tape sounded good to the next nigga when he played it back. So I started making these tapes. Freddie B comes around. Freddie B was my cheat code. Freddie B he grew up in Campbell Village, West Oakland. The nigga lived in East Oakland. The nigga had been in and out of jail all his childhood, and the nigga knew every nigga in Oakland, all the bad niggas. He knew all the niggas. His brother was a motherfucking Campbell Village shot caller who was really like fucking prison BGF. This nigga was like, you know, Freddie B was protected. So the only way a nigga who just had moved out here could even get to where I needed to get to in the right spaces was because of Freddie B. Freddie B's real name is Anthony Adams. I figured out early on. We riding around, niggas like, oh, Freddie B, Freddie B. I was like, okay, them niggas that don't know him. The niggas that know him, when he pull up, they be like, hey, what's up, man? So I'm like, these are the niggas that went to jail with him, that grew up with him. So I learned early on, you know, who was who. So me and Freddie B, we get together. We supposed to be rap enemies, but we didn't even know any other rapper anywhere. What else we gonna be except friends? So we started making tapes together, and we made this tape. And the nigga said, man, we should sell this. I'm like, sell it to who? He was like, nigga, just come on. And we go walk from 67th and Arthur in the east to Arroyo Park. We take one tape, and we walk up to these dope dealers. The niggas in the park selling dope. And one nigga probably like, hey, what's up, man? So we in. And nigga say, I want y'all to see if y'all want to buy this tape. We got a tape us rapping. One nigga go, nigga, why we want to buy your rap tape, nigga? Like, nigga, Fred like, me, I'm a little nigga. I don't know none of these niggas. I'm not even being verbal. Fred like, nigga, just listen to it. Nigga, just play it. So we get in the car. We sitting standing around the car. Nigga pop the tape in. It's playing. Niggas leaning on the window, leaning on the car. They listen to this shit. This is 1982. They listening to this shit, and a nigga go, eject, I buy it, how much y'all want? $5. $5 here. Next nigga say, nigga, give me one. Like, bro, that's the only one we had, but we'll be back tomorrow. So me and Fred walk away. He like, I told you, nigga, they'll buy it. We go back. Radio Shack used to sell 30-minute cassettes. You get 3 cassettes for $1.99. I said, well, nigga, let's just go to Radio Shack. Let's get the little 30-minute tapes. Go back to them niggas. We probably went back with like maybe like 10 tapes. Pull up on the same niggas. Hey, y'all want to get one of these? Yeah, man, let me get one, man. Let me get one. And the niggas said, hey, the niggas on 84th said, when y'all leave here, come over there. So now we walking down the street like, damn. We're like, damn, nigga, we should just go everywhere where they sell dope and ask these niggas they want to buy tapes. And literally, like, we didn't have no car. Niggas be like 2 short sold tapes out the trunk. Nigga, we was on foot, nigga. Foot. We used to walk long. Fuck, the bus would take too long. Long motherfucking walk, nigga. We striking from 73rd to motherfucking Sunnyside Park, nigga, like just walking. Nigga, we going to where the dope money at. So literally, from turf to turf, all the most popular turfs in East Oakland, before we could even get there, the niggas had already said, man, them just these 2 little rap niggas, they finna come on y'all way. They was waiting on us. So this nigga named Freddie Pratt pulled up on us one day. Freddie Pratt was pretty respectable in the streets, and he was like, man, I rap too, but he was like a D-boy. So Fred he had all this shit. He was like, man, y'all should come fuck with me. Look at my setup. I got the shit. He took us to a house on Sunnyside, and it was a dope house. But the nigga has better equipment than me. The nigga's shit was pretty good. Fred, rest in peace, wasn't a good rapper. Freddie Pratt, not Freddie B. Freddie Pratt was not a really good rapper, but he had all this shit, and the nigga he worked for was the nigga on that block. It was Sunnyside. So we up in there, we making some rap shit. We tried to slide one of our tapes to the boss man. He was like, nigga, fuck that rap shit. It's 1982. Nigga, fuck that. Nobody want to hear that fucking rap shit. And nigga said, I wouldn't listen to no motherfucking rap shit unless that shit was about me. Fuck all that shit. We was shook. We left out, we just got, you know, nigga, yoked as fuck, you know. We like, damn, bro, we gotta go make a tape about this nigga. So we went and made a tape talking about his name, you know, 9-6, you know, the block, Sunnyside, name what kind of car the nigga drive, a couple of his homies he hang out with, and we get back around Freddie Pratt, we go back by the house, and we just go, hey, here, big homie. Just gave it to him, then say, shit. Never in life did he ever come back to this day and say, I liked that tape. I played it. I listened to it. He didn't say shit, nothing. We walking a few blocks, I don't know if it was weeks, days later. It was just later. We walking down 89th Avenue. Here come this nigga. His name was King D. This nigga, buff motherfucker, walk up like, nigga. He like, you the rap niggas? He said, nigga, that motherfucking tape y'all made for the homie, if you niggas don't make me one of them motherfucking tapes, he say, you see where you are right now? This is my motherfucking block. If y'all don't bring me one of them motherfucking tapes, I better never see you around here. Next day, we was like, here nigga, here go your tape. The nigga got the tape and he gave us $20. Now we've been going around selling tapes for $5. The nigga slid us a dub. So here we go again. We walk away, we like, damn nigga, we should make tapes about all these niggas. Hey, so literally, it turned into some shit like me and Fred would be sitting on the bus stop. I remember one day, a motherfucking cougar pulled up. And the nigga say, hey, y'all the rap niggas? Like, yeah, nigga said, get in the car. You're like, what? Nigga, get in the car, nigga. Like, nigga kidnapped us, took us to Sabrani Park, to some old exclusive apartment, something, get out. We gotta talk to some boss man. All he's saying is, hey, yeah, I want one of them tapes too, nigga. What about me? The niggas they was paying us, but it was kind of like, nigga, you can't say no. So now it turned into a thing. Every kingpin around Oakland wanted Too Short and Freddie B to make a tape about them. And man, put my mama name in it, nigga it was like all kind of shit. And we really, at the same time, we was DJing all the ghetto ass house parties in the East. We was making niggas custom made tapes. I remember my homeboy Yogi from the Village, 6ix9ine Village, rest in peace Yogi. The nigga said, get in the car. He rides us around to all these motherfucking neighborhoods and he gets out and he say, see these two niggas that's Too Short and Freddie B? These niggas gonna be coming around selling their tapes. Any of you niggas fuck with these niggas, you gotta deal with me. And we drive off. He say, support they shit. Nigga, we had, I could've never got to where I got to. Freddie B, didn't know all them niggas. Niggas like Yogi. I linked up with P.O. P.O. was King D's right-hand man. And it just all started meshing together. Niggas was like, leave the rap niggas alone. So we literally got a pass to go to I remember walking up to certain hoods and the little tough nigga out there, the nigga you really would have to deal with, he like, bro, hold up, bro. We like, man, we here to see the boss, nigga. Like, knock the fuck up, nigga. We come here to see the boss, nigga. We trying to get all the way to the back of the apartments, to the secret, we don't want to go to the trap house. We going to the house where the boss sitting over watching everything. We gonna sit up there, smoke weed with your boss. And it just turned into that, nigga. So later on, I started elevating. I got to 75 girls records. Your Uncle Charles, I don't know how Dean Hodges got this game. I'm gonna tell you my theory, because I feel like y'all should know these stories. Dean Hodges was from Acorn Projects. His story is that when he was in middle school, he started a joint selling business, $1 joints. And he was the joint man of the Acorns, because the older niggas would be selling the heroin and all that shit. You couldn't just slide in. He was the $1 joint man, but he was so slick, he got all his little cousins to roll joints for him. So he was buying big bags, but they had jobs, nigga. They roll joints. So these niggas in 3rd grade rolling joints for Dean. And the nigga just got a lot of fucking money. Dean was a part of nobody's gang. He was in nobody's clique. This nigga was a rich drug dealer style who played low key. He wasn't out in everybody's face. The nigga just had hella money. But when I met Dean, I was hanging with his little brother Jerry, and he took me to Dean's house up in the hills. This the kind of house, soon as you walk in, there's 2 bitches over there in their panties, they just dancing. They don't give 2 fucks about you. Some old nigga over there snorting cocaine. Then there's some famous nigga right there. You're like, damn, is that so-and-so? And they just sit there talking, and you just like gotta act like, I don't see these bitches, I don't see this shit. And Dean was the nigga who took me in the studio, paid for everything. He fucking, we went down to LA, met up with Ice-T. Fucking Ice-T was giving a nigga some game on how to get in the game. He really taught me how to do the independent shit. This is how you sell the shit. This is how you go back and get your money. This is how you flip the money. And really, when I started my label in '87, all I did was everything Dean did was 75 Girls Records. And at the same time, y'all was getting the game from St. Charles. We was blazing two separate trails. I started a little before y'all, but it was the same trail. Niggas, D-Shot and them, they didn't come to me and ask me how to do it. I taught a lot of niggas how to do it. How you fucking manufacture and sell records. That's how we got this hip hop shit. But St. Charles, the Click, they taught a lot of niggas too. So you can't tell me, anybody in this room, you can't tell me that you know a nigga somewhere, anybody. And Mike Denton right here used to work for Fantasy Records in Berkeley, which was a big ass label out here that did a lot. You can't tell me anybody that learned how to be an independent artist that did not get the architectural foundation from either these niggas or this nigga. It's impossible, because we started that shit.
They go to show you how deep having a mentor is very important. In whatever business you get in, somebody that knows what they was doing before you is always important to go and consult with.
Yeah, so the moral of the story is that I heard all of us say, man, we from the Bay. We didn't have an opportunity to go to Motown Records and ask them to sign us. We didn't even have a motherfucking, I'm gonna jump on a plane. What am I gonna do? Catch Greyhound, take a fucking train, drive to fucking New York, and go to the addresses on the 12-inch singles and be like, sign me or something? Nah, nigga, we figured out how to do that shit ourselves. And I used to sell tapes. And in my mind, them motherfucking tapes was like kilos. I was selling dope, nigga. I did my shit as a drug dealer did it. You fucking flip the shit. You don't fucking spend your re-up money. You don't spend too much of your profit. You stack the shit. And I fucking, I was broke. And I was broke as fuck in February 1987. Coming off In Between 75 Girls and Dangerous Music, it was a time when Dean Hodges was like, I don't want to do it no more. And me, his little brother, his cousin, we was just assed out. Like Dean was, the money that we was making off the 75 Girls records, that was all our little pocket change balling. He cut us off, that shit was done. We had to get back to the drawing board and figure out how to do it. So I was broke in February, March 1987, in fucking, maybe by August, I had a bank account with $250,000 in it. I put out Freaky Tales, I put out Born to Mac, and I just did the same formula Dean did. And from that point on, I have never been broke since that day when we started making that Freaky Tales money. The moral of the story is we gave that shit to you niggas. We blazed that trail. When we stood in front of the motherfucking forest called hip hop, it was nothing but trees. We blazed the motherfucking trail. I wanted y'all to come here today and hear these stories. My nigga, I don't know nobody from Frisco that was on. We might not be the first. You want to argue who was the first, but we was the first motherfuckers that was on. You might know your uncle or somebody was motherfucking rapping in the basement before Forte, but that nigga wasn't at the fucking solar system making the walls sweat. Motherfucking every time he get in front of a crowd, he rocking the crowd. They had a song called Hubbers. Hey, if you from Frisco, come on now. Forte, I'm just saying, bro. Like, we are the Bay Area pioneers. It is such a blessing, like Fab said, to get this right now. We ain't gonna never do this again. This is right now. Like you said, shout out to DJ Daryl in the house, because he's a real pioneer. Shout out to E40, a real pioneer. Mac Dre and everybody that was around Mac Dre, Kyrie, all them. Real motherfucking pioneers. Richie Rich, Day One, real pioneer. It's a lot of us, man. It's a lot of us, a long list, but you have been given something that you should see it as nothing but a gift. It was a gift. It's called independent hip hop. You do it your motherfucking self. Sign to a major label and see what happens in 5 years. It might happen, but it might be the end of everything. But this independent shit, niggas like Jay Stalin, I was with Jay Stalin in Seattle last night. You know what he was doing? Smiling and laughing, having a good time. That's what he was doing. So all my music people out there, all my creatives, we come from hip hop. It ain't just rapping. It's DJing. I think the unknown element of hip hop that doesn't get acknowledged is producer. That's the other one that we don't, it's 5 elements. The producer wasn't really relevant early on, but now he is. But nah, man, I love all your brothers on stage, man. I'm so glad we did this, M Sisters. Don't look at me like that. And we're gonna wrap it up, Dre. Spit it,
Yo,
baby.
Short. I think I gotta change my name to Too Tall, man. So Short did a quick sermon real quick. Can I do a quick short sermon real quick to close this out?
Yeah.
Cause I'm from San Francisco, man. I grew up on a street called Randolph Street, right? And that street was a tweak. And I didn't put together what that street was really about until I heard an artist called Young Selsky saying the street that I lived on in his raps. And ever since then, it's been on and popping. So the reason why this exists is because I really love this shit, just like these brothers and sisters love this shit. Big facts. I done bumped into Forte, rocking a donkey rope and a fedora, just like he got on that on some real Frisco shit. I done probably drank every alcohol that Spice One rapped about in 187 proof before I was of age. I probably rolled up a 10-sack in a Be Legit joint and trying to make it work, man. CNG Conscious Daughters, we go back with the Zulu Nation, man. And motherfucking Too Short, bro. There would be no Dregs One without Too Short, man, because I freestyled my first rap, spitting Freaky Tales raps to all the girls in class. And it worked. And apologies to my wife, she's in the building right now, but she knows how I knocked her. And motherfucking D-Shot, man, called me on the under all day getting played. And Davey D, bro, I was on the African American honor roll in 6th grade. You remember how I told Marshawn I didn't have grades to play football? That was my 10th grade. 6th grade, I was on the honor roll, and this man gave the speech, and he quoted E40. And he said, don't buy a $100,000 car before. Davey D, I love you, bro. And motherfucking Mr. Fab, bro, the freestyle king of the Bay Area. A real leader, a real community leader. And look, if you like those History of the Bay clips that I've been doing, man, I get a lot of info from No Vultures, man, Laura Rab. I gotta give you your props too, man. So what the fuck, bro? These are all legends. Let's give it up. History of the Bay Day. Thank you for coming. Everybody stand up. Let's take a flick. Let's take a bow. DJ Cutso, play something legendary, man. Let's take a flick. Let's take a flick. Bitch! Can I get a bitch?